Today, we're diving into a story that honestly feels more like a myth than reality. The story of an athlete whose speed just defied belief, and whose records still stand like these giant, unbreakable monuments.
And really, that question gets right to the heart of Florence Griffith Joyner's story. You see, she didn't just run races. It felt like she was challenging the very limits of what a human being could do. 10.49. Just think about that. It's just a number, right? But it represents this seismic shift in athletics. This is her world record in the 100-meter dash, a speed so fast, it's almost unbelievable.
And if that wasn't enough, there's this. 21.34 seconds in the 200-meter. It's another one of those numbers that's just become legendary, a high water mark that no one has even come close to. You see, these aren't just old records collecting dust. They are monuments that no one has been able to surpass. So how on earth did one woman achieve this? Let's get into the story of the one and only Flo-Jo. All right, to really understand this, we've got to go back, way back, to the very beginning, with a young girl who saw the world, well, a little differently than everyone else.
So, Florence Griffith grew up in Watts, Los Angeles. Now, this was a neighborhood known more for its struggles than for producing global superstars. And she was the 7th of 11 kids. But even from a young age, she stood out. For her, running, well, it wasn't just a sport. It was like the language she used to show the world her ambition.
And this quote, man, it just captures her mindset perfectly. In a place where a lot of people just saw walls and boundaries, she saw a racetrack stretching out right in front of her, into the future. That vision, that's what fueled her entire journey. But look, nobody becomes a legend overnight, right? Before she became this global icon, there were years of hard work, some near misses, and just quiet, grinding determination.
Her early career for sure showed a ton of promise. I mean, she was an elite athlete at UCLA, even won an Olympic silver medal in '84. But what's really fascinating is what happened next. She didn't just explode onto the global scene. Nope, she kind of entered this quiet period, working at a bank, getting into fashion, all while still training in the background.
And you know, those quiet years were absolutely crucial. It's such a powerful reminder that the most important work, the real foundation building stuff, it often happens when nobody's watching. Okay, so all that quiet preparation, it was all leading up to this one pivotal moment. This is where Florence Griffith, the really talented sprinter, transforms into Flo-Jo, the global phenomenon we all remember.
So what was the big turning point? It was her decision to start training with Coach Bob Kersee. He took all that raw talent she had and just refined it. He helped her build the strength to maintain her top speed all the way through a race, what athletes call speed endurance. And that, right there, is what turned her from a contender with flashes of brilliance into a truly dangerous, consistent competitor. And as her body and her performance were transforming, so was her image. See, she didn't just want to be fast, she wanted to be completely unforgettable. She brought high fashion right onto the track. We're talking one-legged racing suits, those famously long decorated nails. This wasn't just an outfit, it was a statement. She created a persona that was just as powerful as her sprint, basically turning the track into her own personal stage. And that brings us to the moment it all came together. The year that sprinting history wasn't just rewritten. I mean, it was completely torn up, thrown out, and started all over again. 1988 was just a lightning strike. It kicked off at the US trials with that absolutely jaw-dropping 10.49 world record. From there, she just rolls into the Seoul Olympics and completely dominates, gold after gold, and then she sets that almost mythical 200-meter record. So let's just look at the final tally from Seoul. It tells you everything you need to know. 4 medals, 3 of them gold. Yeah, this wasn't just a victory, it was a coronation. She was, without a doubt, the queen of speed. You know, this quote just perfectly captures what it must have felt like to watch her run that 200-meter record. It wasn't just a little bit faster, it was a leap into a whole other dimension. She literally created a gap between herself and every other sprinter in history. Okay, so after you reach the absolute undeniable peak of your sport, what comes next? Well, for Flo-Jo, the final chapters of her story were just as surprising and impactful as her races. In a move that just stunned the entire sports world, she retired only a year later, right at the peak of her fame.
She went on to build a new life, focused on her family, her creative passions. But then, so tragically, her life was cut short when she passed away at just 38, cementing her status as a legend lost way too soon. And this is what brings us to the core mystery of her legacy. I mean, think about it. Decades have passed. We have better shoes, faster tracks, way more advanced sports science. And yet, after all this time, those numbers, 10.49 and 21.34, they're still at the very top, untouched. So why do we still talk about her so much? Why does she resonate so deeply? Well, it's because her legacy is about so much more than just speed. She was a fashion icon. She was a cultural symbol of this unapologetic confidence and power. She showed everyone that you could be a world-class athlete and a glamorous star. She didn't just sprint, she performed.
And that leaves us with this final thought, right? We always hear that phrase, records are made to be broken. But Flo-Jo's records, man, they really challenge that idea. They make you wonder if just once, someone ran so fast that they left a mark that time itself just can't erase.